Hello, everyone. I'm Brendan Lee. Welcome to Twitch Overlaps. And, well, my lovely guest is sat next to me. That's my invisible friend. I used to call him David or Amos, but they've evaporated in thin air. But we also do have Camille connected online. I can't see Camille connected right now because he's just waiting to pop up on the monitor, but I'm very excited to see him. And there we go. I've got Camille popped up. How you doing, buddy?
Hello everyone, thank you very much. I'm doing fine, just a little bit sick, but it's the time of the year that is so easy to get a cold. But otherwise, yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm just waiting for the technology to raise to the level that I will pop next to you, right next to you on the chair.
Oh yeah. So what we need
Just
is
to be
like some
more
like
present.
in those movies where they have like the effect with like the lights will go up and then come down. All of a
Yeah,
sudden you're popping there.
exactly.
But what I can
How do
do
you
is I
call it
can
in English? A hologram. Yeah,
hologram. That's it. You know more
yeah.
English than I do. I clearly don't know anything, so I need to learn some Polish. But I can get you some pizza. I can get some pasta ready. But you need to bring me something from Poland. What are you going to bring me?
Well, in terms of food, you someone already asked it one or two episodes ago. It's definitely Polish pierogi, like the dumplings,
The dumplings.
and
I love.
Polish alcohol. But we shouldn't talk about this
Oh no,
in
that's
in
for
public.
after the season. That's for the after
Yeah.
season stuff. For the in season stuff, we've got a few more races to do. And speaking about that, today we're going to be talking about the Virtual Amos series, the upcoming F1 Esports series, the new Ferrari car in GT7. So let's be getting into it. So, well, I'm just going to cut straight to the point. We finished P6 in Sebring. Sebring is so famous for the bumps and the undulations. Super difficult to even make the car last there, let alone in a simulator as well in real life with the whole G-force and everything. But, Camille, we have got a very, very special guest of Matteo with us. And, well, you're going to be asking him a few questions. Normally, you're the one being questioned, so we're going to put the shoe on the other foot. So, what have you got lined up for the questions?
It will be definitely very interesting to hear from him, to give some informations about the season, how it was going, some details about the race strategies, the best or worst moments of the series so far, because it's a very important moment right now, just before the final race of the season, 24 hours of Le Mans. So today, very interesting guest as not a driver but a race analyst, which can tell us a bit more about the let's say but not backstory, but
Yeah.
something on how do you call it in English?
But like
Not
the
in terms
story
of the
behind, and like
yeah
because
the
we
story
always speak
behind.
about
So
the drivers, but to be able to understand what's really going on from a strategy, team radio, also a driver motivation point of view, because these races are not short. They're not 20-minute bursts. They're very long, very technical, and there's so much going on. For example, with the tire differences, fuel differences, you can come across a car what's going 2 seconds a lap faster. So you need someone on the outside to be able to make that critical decision of do we fight, do we not fight? So with all this being said, I'm personally very excited to hear this interview as well, because from a driver's point of view, maybe it can give me something that I can do better with my team radio, with my analyst, and what I do behind the scenes as well. So everything being said, let's kickstart this interview. So Camille, what questions have you got?
so do we have Matteo already
We should
connected?
do. I saw him connected for a very brief second, but of course, technology, there we go. There's the beautiful face.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you
Yeah.
perfectly.
How,
Hi,
yes, we
everyone.
can hear you well. How are you, Matteo?
I'm good. I'm good. It's all going well.
Great. It's great to have you here as a guest, as a race analyst for the Ferrari Esports team for Le Mans Virtual Series. First, maybe can you tell us and the viewers of the Overlap show just briefly about how has the Le Mans Virtual Series been going until now? Maybe some best moments or maybe the most unsuccessful moments that you would consider?
That was very good wording, most unsuccessful moments. Sorry, I had to butt in there because I think that was brilliant media skills there.
Yeah, but at least it finished well, let's say. I'd say that the season is going pretty well overall. It's been positive but unlucky. I think all the team agrees on that. We're currently sitting P3 in the standings, so that's, I'd say, a good result overall. We are very close to P2. And yeah, you mentioned the best and worst moments of the season. I'd say that it all comes down to Bahrain, which was the first race, because we actually the worst moment has been the qualifying. So you can imagine, first race of the season, we get to qualifying, we feel confident, and then we qualified P12, which was a big surprise for the whole team. But the best moment came after that, because during the race we managed to come back to P2. With some luck in it, but the pace was really great, and we realized that we were stronger in the race than we were in qualifying. So yeah, I'd say that overall it's a good balance.
Yeah, it especially feels great when you gain so much positions in the race from the maybe not perfect quali, and then you have a perfect race and perfect result. But do you in the team have one guy doing the quali, or you always decide between the races who has the best pace to do the qualifications?
Yeah, we actually we partially look at data, but we also listen to the drivers, see who's feeling more confident, who's more consistent. We run some qualifying tests to see, who can do the best time or who can be more consistent over a few tries. So I think every driver of the team actually has done at least one qualifying session this year.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting, because sometimes we even have one driver doing all the qualies because of the feeling of easily feeling the pressure of the limited time, but here is different. Can you tell us a bit more about the last race on Sebring? As Brandon already said, this is such a specific track, such a bumpy track, such a, for me, very weird track. It's nothing in common compared to the other tracks. Are there the most important elements to prepare for such a race on this track in terms of, I don't know, maybe not give us any secrets of the setups, but maybe about the strategy of overtaking, deciding about compromising the speed of the car, or actually doing some the car to gain the speed to make the overtaking easier? How was the race?
Well, Sebring is always a particular track. As you said, it's very bumpy, so it's not easy to have some traction on corner exit. I'd say that the most important thing in endurance racing, when we're talking about 4-hour races, is actually qualifying. I know it's usually they say that qualifying is not important in endurance races, but when you have a 4-hour race, starting from the front is always a good thing, And I would say that overall you need to have good top speed, because you have quite a few straights and fast sections. But at the same time, you need some downforce because of the first and last corners, which are very complicated to handle, especially if you're light at the rear. So overall, you need to find the right balance between the two.
Yeah, exactly. Any most challenging part of the race? Any most difficult moment on Sebring? Maybe being close to some accident, or how it was. What do you think?
I would say that in our case was the start of the race. Our starting driver was Christian. He did a great start. We actually went from P3 to P2 during the start. After that, as long as the tires were new, let's say, The car was behaving well, but we soon realized that we were having a bit more understeer than expected. That's because on Alpha 2 you have rubber building on the track, so the car can feel different throughout the different parts of the races. So yeah, we had some extra understeer. I believe we were about 4/10 lower than expected, and yeah, we were a bit worried that that wouldn't change over the course of the race. So that was definitely the most difficult part. You mentioned before the motivational part, and that's probably a good point. You know, that's where you need to have a strong team mentally that can stay calm and see how it goes.
Sorry, I don't want
very
to jump in, but I do also want to jump in because it's a very interesting point that is always subject to driver and also team mentality, chemistry that goes on. Because okay, I'm not massively experienced in endurance racing, but what I do know is the fact that normally the person who stays the calmest, or the team that stays the calmest, is normally the person that can be in the championship fight or maybe end up winning the race at the end. And when you do have these situations where you're like 3-4 tenths off and it's not really hooking up or going as expected as you did your practice runs, like, how difficult for you in that very split second, because there's that like coin drop effect, isn't there? That penny drop, and you can so easily lose a championship, a race in that moment as well. As well, for the viewers at home, I would like to introduce the opportunity for you to be able to put a question into the chat, and then we can ask them directly to myself, Camille, Matteo. So if you have any questions, be sure to put them in the chat and we can get them injected into this interview. So summary of my question, though, was that a split-second decision for you? Like, there must have been a split-second decision where you're like, right, we need to keep this motivation going. We need to keep the energy high.
Yeah, usually we allow only our engineer to talk to the drivers so that we don't have too many people speaking at once. So in that moment, let's say Thomas was taking care of that, trying to keep the driver calm, not overdrive, because if you overheat tires, they start to slide, and if you start to slide, you end up going even slower. So we needed to have that, long-term goal of doing a good race. So not seeing only the first stint and getting ourselves demotivated, but focusing for the entire race.
Makes total sense. And Camille, I'm going to hand back over to you because I think you've got a few more questions to ask.
Yes, of course. These are very interesting answers so far. Really, I'm really wondering. I don't see the chat of the overlaps of the viewers, but I'm really curious if there are some questions from our viewers. But also, I wanted to ask about the preparations itself. It's obvious that the time is, let's say, unlimited in sim racing to the trainings, but also limited because they're limited of days. So you need to split the time for the quali training, for the setup doing, training the racing together, but also to doing the strategy. How long do you spend? Like, how many hours do you spend preparing a race strategy? And do you also train to execute a bit the race strategy prior to the race in the trainings?
We first of all we need to prepare the setup, because as you know, different setups can lead to different fuel usage, tire wear, and all those let's say values that we need to check when we choose a strategy. So the first thing, once we have the setup ready, then Thomas asked the drivers to do some tests, which can be simulated race stints, but also to calculate the pit time delta. So we go through the pit lane without stopping, and we calculate the time difference between a full race lap and an in lap and an out lap. So so that way you can understand how much time you lose going through the pit lane. Once we have all these data, Thomas can either acquire more data to, if something is missing, otherwise it just calculates what's the better strategy. If, let's say, two strategies are similar, then we need to also consider a bit, let's say, real life in a way, because on paper a strategy can be better than another, but in reality, then you have to consider the potential for traffic, for unexpected traffic, or a full course yellow, which we feature in this championship. So we have to look at all these things and think, maybe this strategy is faster, but if it can lead us to a problem in case of full course yellow, then we need to evaluate that and maybe choose the slightly slower one because it's safer. It always depends on that.
Yeah, it's really interesting that the strategy itself is very dynamic in terms of the situation on the track, in terms also on the qualifying result, because it's always different when you start in the front and in the mid pack. So it always feels like there is one strategy to keep during the whole race, but it's so dynamic that every element of the strategy is changing depending on what's happening on the track. But also wanted to ask, as it's a crucial moment of the season just before the last race on 24 hours Le Mans. You raced as a driver in 24 hours Le Mans in 2020. Yes,
yes,
it's correct.
Correct.
Okay, and what are the team expectations for the upcoming race in January 2023, and how are overall roughly the preparations going for the race?
Well, I'd say that last year we finished fourth, right? And we didn't have probably the best car possible for that race. I think this year we can really aim for potentially the race win, because our FIA drivers have more experience than they did last year on Alpha 2. And I think our team is a bit more motivated also because of the great results that we're having, the fight for a good position in the championship. So honestly, it can go really well. I think it depends on obviously 24 hours races are always a bit of an enigma in that sense, because anything can happen, but we are confident.
Yeah, this is a good energy and a good vibe. But as you say, it will definitely be a race full of changes, full of dynamic stuff, position changes, but myself, and everyone in the team keep the finger crossed for the great result. For me, this is
I would
all
hope that we keep
I
our
wanted
fingers
to
crossed.
ask.
I was going to say, I
Sorry?
hope that we keep our fingers crossed. It would be a bit bad of us if we wasn't hoping for the best in the
I
team.
said hope.
Yeah, you hope?
I said hope. Oh, sorry. No. I keep my fingers crossed.
Okay, good. I love the team spirit is there. Matteo, I have a quick question for you. What did
Sure.
you study? What did you grow? How did you make the decision? And how did you get into the position to be the race analyst? Like, what was your backstory to be here?
Yeah. Well, I've been sim racing competitively since around the end of 2017. I think the real turning point has been in 2020 when I've done when the first Virtual Le Mans series was announced, and I participated in a test for Ferrari, and that's when a good result and the right mentality got me a position in that race, and from there, you just get experience and opportunities for for being there, for taking this job seriously.
Amazing. Camille, do you have any more questions?
Maybe a small one. Do you think there are some factors, some elements of the analysis of the race that are present in a virtual race that are not present in the real one?
Well, that's a tough question, actually. I mean, I would say that we have probably a lot more data than they do. So I think it's a bit easier for us to understand what's going on in a way, but also on one side, let's say it's easier, but on the other side, it really isn't, because we have we race on a simulator where we don't have all the data, all the details, let's say, that real life has. So that's probably the main difference, I would say.
And I have one final question, and well, then we're going to have to sadly end the interview. But the final question I have is, what's the best advice for someone looking to either be a driver or analyst? Because of course you've done both, and you've been very successful in the field of both disciplines. So, like, if you had to summarize 1-2 sentences, what's your best advice for someone growing up in this space?
The thing I always say is that you always have to be there, so what I mean is, if you keep racing, if you keep practicing, if you keep looking for an opportunity, at some point something will happen, and something good will happen to you, because you've been constantly, let's say, under the spotlight, in sim racing, in the sim racing panorama at least. So, a scout may notice you, or as I said, maybe a new event comes out, you can participate in a test and be chosen by a team. So you just have to, in a way, keep believing, keep trying, and something will happen eventually.
I absolutely love that answer, but I'm going to have to love you and leave you. I'm going to have to love you and leave you as well. Camille, it's been a fantastic time, but we've got a really exciting segment coming up in this next part of the live stream. So with all that being said, let's be getting into it, because we've sort of seen a little bit about it on social media, and there's been some hype built up about it. Personally, I'm excited about it as well. There's a game, GT7, Gran Turismo, and we've got the brand new Ferrari being launched in the game very soon. But in fact, we do have a very nice video that we're going to be watching together, and then I'll give you my thoughts and comments after the video is done. So yeah, like I was talking about, the new Ferrari, I think from my memory, this is one of the first times, if not the first time, this is being done for Ferrari in a video game launching. There's more that we're going to talk about later in the live stream about the whole Ferrari. But as I alluded to, we have that video coming up right now, and I'm very excited for it. So I know I'm a little bit biased because I work in race for Ferrari, but what an absolute beauty of a car. It's going to be available to see in or drive in Gran Turismo soon, but the thing that I'm really excited for is, well, as we know, I'm sat in Maranello right now. And in Maranello, it's famous for a few things. Okay, the pizza, Ferrari, the museum, and it's going to be in person. You can take your photo with the car in the museum with the car itself on the 15th of December. And I'm going to be getting my photo with it. And what you should do is, if you are visiting the museum, what you should do is take your photo with it, and you can tag the museum's social media. Just get involved a little bit, inspire yourself, because it is a glimpse into the future, a glimpse into the way that Ferrari is projecting itself to go as well. I have to say, I'm looking at the video once again of it, and I love the fact it's seemingly single-seater. I love the fact it's streamlined. And, when you're a kid and you think about drawing a futuristic car, anyway, this is what I would be drawing if I was a kid, drawing a futuristic car. And Yeah, the future is very, very exciting with all of this stuff. And then we're going to be getting into the next segment, getting into it soon. So, Camille, thank you once again. Do you have any thoughts on the car, or?
Thank you very much. I mean, these all cars from the Vision GT series looks so futuristic that you can say it's maybe in 20, 30 years you will see something like that. First of all, I absolutely love the design of Ferrari. It's really fantastic, beautiful. But what I'm trying to say is maybe it's not that distant future. Maybe it's something that we will see as the race cars, as a produce cars, as a supercars in roughly 5-10 years. So it's really interesting if how many of these elements that are present in these concepts will actually we will actually see in produce or race cars.
I think, especially in racing, of course, I think the road car will have a lot of time to develop because effectively road cars are descendants of racing cars, and racing cars of the stuff that's made to be as good as possible. Then the technology dwindles down and trickles down to the road car department. So I think the way it's streamlined, the way that the body is designed, and the way that the aerodynamics are designed will be something we see in racing in the very short-term future, I think. And then with that, naturally, it will gravitate itself down to being fully available in the road car division. And, you know, if you're just going to pop to the shops, get some milk, maybe get some pizza, get some pasta, it's not a bad way to pop to the shops, in my opinion. Be a bit there quicker. So, yeah, the future is bright. You can get your milk and you can look good whilst doing it. And speaking of looking good. So, Camille, unfortunately, we're going to have to say wave goodbye to you in this situation, and we're going to have to welcome in Fabrizio, what has like 4 or 5 names. So, Fabrizio Delgado, blah, blah, blah. What is it?
It's there you go. Fabrizio Donoso, that's the usual one. But my complete one is Fabrizio Esteban Donoso Delgado. There you go.
Great. I'm
That's
not
my
going to
full name.
lie. I'm going to forget it by the next interview. So I'll
Yeah, that's
be able to
fine. That's
ask you
fine.
again about that one. And quickly, before we get into this, we are going to have a bit of a game later. So Fabrizio is already aware of this. He's already got the blindfold around his neck. But to give you a little bit more description of what the game is, we are going to be blindfolding ourselves, me and Fabrizio, and then we're going to try and draw the track. So we've got the choice between Interlagos, Brazil, Abu Dhabi, and Suzuka, Japan. So what you need to do is there's going to be a poll in the chat, and the track what has the winning poll, we will be trying our best to draw. I say trying our best to draw because I'm not the best drawer in the world normally, and being blindfolded doesn't really increase my chances of that. It might do, but time will tell. So, alluding to those tracks though, Fabrizio, next week is race week for the final time of 2022. Pinch me, feels like it was January not so long ago. What's your thoughts? How do you feel going into this?
Well, I'm feeling good behind the wheel. Especially after event 3. I think we've yourself, David, and myself have found a breakthrough in terms of pace. Which I hope we can show to in this last event. So honestly, feeling good. The prep is going well. Managing the time now. Almost all the work has been done. So yeah, there's a week left. Plenty more to do and achieve before the actual sessions. So yeah, feeling confident, but we'll see where we end up.
Yeah, no, I think that's right, because the build up between event 2 and event 3 was quite intense. It was only like 2 full weeks of preparation that we had, whereas I can't remember the number exactly, but it's like 4 or 5 weeks between event 3 and event 4. So it's a
Yeah.
different way to prepare, whereas like between 2 and 3 was like this super hardcore, like massive data gathering in a short amount of time. Whereas this is like trying to expel your energy in the most efficient way possible over this
Yeah.
quite relatively large period of time for us. Because from recent history, I think this is the longest gap between events in F1 esports that we've seen in a few years, surely. Like,
Yeah,
so,
I agree with that. Yeah.
like, it's a very interesting effect on the driver as well, because, like, you come out of event 3 and you're all fired up, you know it's the final event, and then you got to wait like 4 or 5 weeks for it. And
Yeah.
then even more after the event, you have to wait like 3/4 of a year for the next one. So
Yeah.
it's a really it's a bittersweet moment, of course, isn't it? Because we
Yeah.
spend our whole year preparing to go and race, and we spend so much of the season when we are actually racing forgetting that time is existing because we're so focused, we're so driven to maximize it.
Mhm.
Before you know it, you blink, the season's over.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird feeling. I agree. I have that kind of feeling this year as well. Um, because yeah, it's like you said. It's not so long ago. It was January. So yeah, I feel like every year goes through faster than the previous one, and this year definitely felt like that.
Yeah, well, I mean that might just be us getting old, to be honest. People say
Maybe.
people say as you get older, it feels like it's going quicker. So I don't know. I need a walking stick for next year and one of those like mobility scooters. There's actually like a bike somewhere in the factory. I post it sometimes on social media, so I'm gonna take that, and that can be my company bike. Do you want one?
Oh yeah. I mean, we could share it. I see the one you're talking about. So
I mean, there's a basket. You can sit in the basket, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
if we go down to shops, you can get the stuff. We don't have to even get off the bike to go in the shop. We just ride around the shop. Job's good, and
Yeah,
that's what you call
chilling.
teamwork and team bonding. So we do, in fact, have the results of the poll. Fabrizio, can you guess the track that you're going to be drawing?
Well, if I listened well before, it's one of the three that we were gonna
Yeah.
be driving.
So
So,
you have
oh,
Brazil, Suzuka, and Abu Dhabi. What one do you think you're going to be drawing?
I think the one what it's hard to say.
Take a guess.
Let's go for
Uh,
Suzuka.
Okay,
Suzuka.
you got it right. You've clearly been cheating. You've clearly been
Nice.
looking at the results. I would try to
Nice,
build
man.
up anticipation of my one, but I can quite literally see it right here. I'm going to be drawing Brazil. So, Fabrizio, you better not be cheating with that blindfold. You got your paper ready? You got your desk ready?
Well, my desk is my knees, so
Oh, yeah? Okay, so
yeah.
you're first, and I'm going to comment. You have a minute and a half, roughly, to get it done. I don't have a stopwatch on me, so if we
Yeah,
go
I'll do.
over. So,
Right.
I love that confidence. I'm waiting for you to put that blindfold on.
Yep.
Come on. I'm ready. Come on.
Right.
And let people know in the chat. Well, chat, let us know if you think Fabrizio is cheating as well, because I don't
No,
know.
no, no.
There's a bit of a gap between his nose and like you can see it, and there's definitely a bit of
I
light
can't
going in
see.
there.
I literally can't see anything. Okay.
We'll see.
Uh, do I start?
Yeah, yeah. You start, and then when I'm drawing,
Okay,
you'll
okay,
comment over me.
okay.
He's completely in the zone. This is his element. Where are you on the track?
Still the main straight.
Main straight, turn
Turn
one.
one.
Turn one goes left, doesn't it?
Right.
Now you're in the
Then
middle sector.
left, right, left, right.
Did you
Then
draw
it
the
goes
the pond?
up. Then it goes up. Wait, I'm at the end of sector one now. Wait.
Okay. Now
Oh,
through the right-hander.
yep.
Oh, I mean left-hander.
Double right under.
It's left, isn't it?
Just right. Then a hairpin. Then it goes to the right again. Then the double left.
I mean, this is actually quicker
How
than your qualifying lap.
how how do I get it so wrong?
But how did you get it so wrong? No, Fabrizio, that means you've been seeing it. That means you
No,
can
no,
see
no.
it because
Cause
if you
no,
if
no.
you
Cause
said no no no
I
no no
know.
no
No,
no
no,
no
no.
no no let's
Cause
backtrack a little
on
bit
the
here because you're sat there in the
on the
middle of it going,
paper.
how did I get
No,
it
cause
so
I know.
wrong? Because you can
I know
see it.
it's so wrong. No, no, I know I'm wrong because I'm on literally the other side of the paper when I should be on the right completing the track.
You
So,
have 30 seconds left. Oh no, 10 seconds. We even got a timer. 10,
yeah, no,
9,
this
8,
is literally
7,
the worst
6,
track ever.
5, 4,
I don't think it
3.
even.
He's given up. He's retired. He's washed. Time over.
Okay. Well,
Right, let me see this bit of
actually,
paper. Let me see
the
this bit of
first part
paper.
looks the first part looks really good, to be fair. But
Picasso?
I don't know how. So
I
this is wait. Where's my finger?
yeah.
This is spoon.
Yeah. No. It's a bit of paper, mate. It's not a spoon. It's a bit of paper.
Let's put the corner.
So okay. So look, the final corner into turn one looks really good. I can understand where you're going with the left, right. Then at the end of sector one looks really good. But yeah.
After that, yeah, it's so hard to complete the lap because oh yeah, okay.
Okay. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us where you went
I
wrong.
I saw the mistake. So it's hard to do the it's hard to complete the lap because you have to go around because it's an eight and
Oh
it's
yeah,
really
yeah. So
hard
you didn't
to
go over it. Oh, okay. I
yeah, I
see.
didn't go over it. Yeah.
Oh, I see where you've gone wrong there. See, if you were cheating, you would have known that. So you should have
I would
cheated, my
have known.
friend. You should have cheated. I'm just saying. So I need to try and work out because I don't have one of those fancy things like Fabrizio has. He's clearly come prepared with the blindfolding strategy. I just have a piece of like silk. What I need to try my best to try and blindfold myself with because normally I would have an
I
assistant.
I swear you can see through that. That
No,
looks like
honestly,
one of
no.
those tissues. Okay, okay.
Like, honestly, I can't. And I should have. Wait, I need to take this up so I can try and find the pen first. Like, okay, so I'll give you
You
clarity.
you got the easy
You
one.
can see my hand. I can see right now the team logo, but I can't see anything in front of me. If that makes any sense.
Okay. Yeah.
And wait, I need to work this out. Is this the top or the bottom of the pen? Wait. What? Wait. Okay, there we go. I was having trouble opening a pen.
I saw.
That
I saw.
yeah, that doesn't need to be talked about. So where is the paper? I need to do this tighter. So the paper is there. I need to redo this thing because, like I say, I'm not an expert at blindfolding myself. So right, that's all prepared. And Fabrizio, do you have any
hmm
tips for me on how to blindfold myself? Because I know you're an expert in this department.
Well, I got the easy one because I came prepared, but
Of course you came prepared.
not too tight,
Not too tight.
not too.
Wait, is the pen the right way round? I can't see actually. Is it the right way round?
Yeah, yeah. Nah, it's the right way.
It is the right way.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it is good. So I need to go to the top of the paper. Where's the top of the paper? Because I'm going to be drawing Brazil, and my timer. Okay, that's the thing. So my timer is going to be starting now. I have a minute and a half. So we're going down to turn one. We're going to go
You got
right
so lucky to have Brazil.
down the hill, turn left, then through the fast right-hander, and then we're going to be going straight, opening up the virtual DRS. This is probably going to be way too small because I didn't use up all the paper, but we move. Coming down, then we're going to turn 90 left, about 45-degree left. This is already at the top of the paper, isn't it? Oh no, I've got space. I'm going to have to do the middle sector really small. So there, then you turn right up the hill, another right up the hill, so now you're going straight for a little bit, and then you're going down to another right-hander, and then into a hairpin left. Down the crest, the car becomes understeery as you lose the grip of the front axle. Now use the exit curb in to the right hand. You go over the crest of the braking into a hairpin, and there's a bit of a famous corner involving two drivers there and a certain year. Okay. And then you're going down the right-hander, downhill, 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 and then you go straight, and then you're going to be turning to the left, and then the uphill. How much of the paper do I have left? Then you're going up the hill, and it's like a gradual turn left, and I'm done. I'm done. This is... The pen smells
Wait,
really strong.
What truck is that?
Mate,
Brazil?
wait, how can you even see it?
No, but you told me it was Brazil, no?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, wait, I need to show the camera so I can show you. This is how it is, how my thing is. But, do you know what? Like, apart from I didn't do this, long enough, it's not that bad. Like,
Well, the thing is, the proportion between turn 1 and 2 with the rest of the track is really bad.
yeah.
So if you put the proportion right, it will look better, yes.
So, like, the thing what I think I made the mistake with is I thought I wasn't using enough paper here. So when I was doing this, I thought here I was here. Do you see what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yes.
so now you can actually hear me on the live stream properly because I fixed my microphone because I put it too far up. But like, so when I was here, I thought I was here. So I just didn't use it. But in terms of corner angles, that's pretty bang on. I don't want to flex my own ability, but that's not bad. Fabrizio, give me a rating.
Wait,
Wait, what?
nah. Turn 3 and 4 is so off, actually.
Turn 3 and 4? No, you're right. Kinda. So like that's meant to be turn. Oh no. So that
So
is
5.
That's 1, 2,
So that's
3, and I didn't
yeah,
continue the
that's 4.
curve. That's 4. Like that's
Wait.
5. That's the double right-hander. Do you see my point? So this is all one corner.
Oh, okay. So that's the same corner. So
Yeah,
that's the
so
same straight.
That's the right-hander, and that was meant to be like this, if you see what I mean. But I didn't realize. So that's where it is.
So that's the end of sector 1.
That's turn 3. That's end of sector 1. That's the left-hander. That's left-hander again. That's up the hill. Double right-hander. Do you see what I
Why do
mean?
you have a No. Why do you have a 90-degree angle corner before turn 4?
Because that I didn't realize it. So we have David with us
What
as
the
well.
heck is this?
Where have you been?
Well, I was just here watching at you guys the whole time.
Oh, okay, good
No,
to know.
I was running in the
Laugh
highway.
together.
So basically,
Hello, Adam.
we have David with us now, and your first job of the day is to get blindfolded.
Nice, perfect.
So
It is very...
you're an expert in being blindfolded, aren't you? So
How is this tied?
honestly, mate, no idea. I just did
I'll
it.
just put it like this.
So, David, how's your day been?
Huh?
How's your day been?
Running the whole day. Out in the highway, struggling with traffic, and now struggling with this. I don't even know how to tie it.
Maybe take the glasses off.
Nah.
No, it's fine.
So-
You can see better with the glasses, no?
So
But now I don't
there's-
see anything.
There's your pen. I need to take the thing off it.
What is the pen?
There you go. Then you have a bit of paper, and you're drawing Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Okay, but what is the... Okay, it's this. You sure it's a empty paper, right?
Oh yeah,
It's a blank page.
Wait, I'll quickly fix it for you.
Why?
So
What are you writing there?
nothing.
I'm scared. I'm actually very scared.
There you go.
Okay. But now you wrote something. I don't
No,
know.
no. It's all good. Just draw.
Okay. So Abu Dhabi. Let me remember.
The handwriting is amazing.
Wait.
You have
So-
you have a minute and a half.
You have a minute and a half.
A
Get
minute
to
and
it.
a half. Okay.
Job. Come on.
So-
Chop.
We are at turn 1, 90 degrees left-hander, then a bit on the left, long right-hander, very, very, very long, then a bit on the left, long straight, then the hairpin, where Max Verstappen overtook Lewis. It's
Good to know.
2021.
Thanks.
Long, very long straight, another hairpin, where you overtook Fabrizio.
Oh,
I think-
Fabrizio just sat there like, cheers, mate. Yeah,
right
much
hander.
appreciated.
In the new layout, right?
Yeah, new layout.
Okay, so there is the straight here. I already know I'm doing a whole mess. Long left-hander. Then we arrive here. A bit on the right. Again on the right. Then 90 degrees. Left-hander. Again left-hander. Where Latifi crashed. Then penultimate corner on the right. And then like this. But the straight I started from left to right, and now I'm ending it like this. So I'm
I
sure
mean-
it's a mess.
Look, we're all hopeless. That is basically the summary of it. Like,
It's because I imagined the track in another way meanwhile I was drawing it.
we are, yeah.
Brandon is best.
Thank you.
Ah,
Much appreciated you saying that.
but I mean, I know what it looks like, but I can't say.
It looks like a shark.
It's so hard. It's so hard, actually, the tracks we got to draw.
But it's because at first here I started imagining the track like the straight from here. But then when I ended drawing it,
Yeah.
I was thinking the track in another, let's say, angulation.
Angle, yeah.
In another angle. But, well, first part was... okay.
I think we
this
can
is
all
the
say the
hairpin.
first turn is good.
Okay, this is the hairpin. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
turn one is always good.
This was the... okay, turn one.
Turn 1, turn 2.
This is
Then
the
this
last
is your
part.
chicane, and this is the new layout, and this is the hotel.
Okay,
and then-
okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, here it was supposed to be more straight, but...
Can we show the chat again?
Yeah.
So chat, be sure to vote quickly who you think is the winner.
That's Fabrizio. But then, Fabrizio, why you took off the pen from the paper?
Because I realized after the spoon corner, I realized I was at the other side of the paper, and I was like, how did I get it so wrong? Because I was supposed to finish the lap, and I was
David just
literally on
came
the other
in
side
and
of the
he
paper.
Well, I think it's... Well, at least mine has a little heart here.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's looking more cute.
There we go. That's how we win these competitions. So the poll is coming in very soon. Fabrizio,
This is very nice.
I'm not going to lie. I massively hope your driving is better next week than your drawing is.
It always is.
Well, it better be. I'm not going to lie. Like, if it's not, we got a problem. The same for me. Like, if my driving is not better than my drawing, I'm going to go out in Q1.
But you know, we have also the reverse track.
That's
if you look back in the paper.
That one is the sign for the fans.
Yeah, that's right.
That one will sign for the fans.
Looks more fun, like every track, literally. Every time you play the
Track
every
in
track
reverse?
in
Yeah,
reverse,
yeah, yeah.
it's more fun.
Monaco in reverse is pretty mega.
You know, I think it's one of the tracks that I actually, for sure I did when probably
Yeah.
in some very old games, but I don't remember actually it. I remember Spa because Spa, of course, when you
Yeah,
go downhill,
yeah, yeah.
you explode every time in the Rouge.
I'm just looking at this and I'm like, Brendan, you should have taken art in school. You really should have taken art. So we're just waiting for the poll to come in. I am literally as nervous as I've ever been in my career. This means the world to me about winning this challenge. I'm offering a bribery of 5 pizzas per person who vote for me. Pineapple, of course. And if you don't vote for me, then I'm going to ask the moderator of the chat to ban you from the chat. There's no compensation here. There's no allowance. What do you think?
Well, I think the pizza idea is very nice, but let's say if you wanted to win with the votes, you should have said a normal pizza, because pineapple pizza you just take a category, like a small category.
Yeah,
If you
but
just
everyone
offer
likes
pizza-
pineapple pizza. Everyone likes.
I know, but you also get the hate from a lot of people, you know.
Bring it on.
So if you want to vote for yourself, then you know,
I would only want the best people in the world to vote for me.
Okay.
And
Makes sense.
it's clearly that by doing this, it brings down the percent chance, and it brings up the percent chance, as you say, that the people voting for me are the best in the world.
Makes sense, because you get your votes, you know that they are the best votes, so it makes sense.
Thank you. And Fabrizio, David,
Yes.
you looked. I'm sorry, but Fabrizio, your face was so confused. Then it was like, "What are you going to ask me?" So we've got a little bit of time before the votes come in. Story time. What's the story from F1 Esports that you've always wanted to tell, but haven't had the opportunity to tell yet?
Oh my God, that's such a good question. You caught me off guard here, because I'm pretty sure I have so many stories to tell.
Okay, you
But
think about
I
it, David. You go first, and you think about it, Fabrizio, and I'll tell mine.
F1 Esports, the story that I always wanted to tell, but I didn't. Well, the stories that I actually never told anyone, it's because, you know, I cannot tell. That's the problem. If we can say... Let me think
I have
about
one.
it.
Okay, Fabrizio,
No,
you're...
I have it. I have it. Something a little bit off topic from F1 Esports. It's that every time we were in London in 2019,
Yeah.
it was so painful to race there, because every time we were off from racing and we were back to the hotels or apartments and we wanted to eat because we were very hungry, everything was damn closed. Everything. In UK, I don't know why you guys closed so early.
10:30.
It's so damn early. Every time we were coming out looking for restaurants, places to eat, but everything was closed every time.
So in the UK, it's normal to close at 10:30. In Italy, apparently, normal just to stay awake all night. Fabrizio, what's your story?
My story is I don't wait. It's semi-final on Silverstone, 2017. The first two laps, I didn't have my headset on, and I had to shout to the staff while driving to put the headset on my head while I was driving because, well, I couldn't pause and put the headset on myself because it was literally I'll picture it with the headset. It was like this. So yeah, it was.
How did you forget it?
I completely forgot it, and I realized when I saw the five lights, and I was like, "Oh, wow!" Almost
You
said
you were on
the
an
F
electric
word.
car.
I don't have my headset on, so it was not so much an enjoying experience to drive like two laps without sound because that was literally the first time I ever did that, and it was on the most probably important moment of my life at that moment. So yeah, it was. I think for the staff it was fun hearing myself shouting to put the headset on.
I
Fabrizio,
mean,
actually, sorry if I
yeah.
interrupt you, but the thing that Fabrizio told me made me remember another thing related also to headsets. If you remember, I don't know in the previous years, in 2018 and 2017, but in 2019, we had that mixer like in the right of the rig where you could like fix the volume of the engineer of the game and everything. They were like fixing it, and every time they were saying, "Please don't touch it, like don't move anything from this." And every time there was the engineer like too low or too high.
Yeah.
So I was waiting every time for people to look away or to look to the other side to switch all the volumes. And I could imagine like them in the studio taking my board and saying like, why the audio of this rig is completely effed up.
Well, you guys were all speaking Italian, and every single time in the driver's briefing, you got
That's another
told
thing.
off for speaking Italian. I can tell you behind the scene thing. So, as well in real Formula One, it's a rule that you need to speak English on the radio because that's the language that they broadcast in mostly. Same rule in F1 Esports. And every single, well, not the first event, but the second event, there was 4 events in that.
Yeah, 4 events.
So second, third, and fourth event, they would be like, I kindly remind you to speak English on the broadcast and on the team radios, please. What would they do straight away? They would speak Italian on
Well, but every time in the briefing, exactly after the race direction saying this, we were firmly admitting every time, yes, but in a very, very, very strict situation, very fast situation with the drivers, we want to be as fast as we can, so we speak Italian and everything. But I have to admit, it's a very nice strategy because Ferrari also in real life, when there was Fernando Alonso, I think, they were doing team radios in Italian when they had to push and they had to talk about strategy.
Other teams actually hired people who speak Italian just to translate it.
Yes, exactly. That's mental if you think about it.
Speaking, well, kind of on a different subject, I'm gutted. My bribery tactics didn't work. David, you won.
Really?
Won?
with this?
How did he won?
Yeah,
it's all because of the glass. You guys don't have glass.
It looks like one track completed and another half of the track.
Yes. But moving swiftly on, because my ego can't take this defeat, it's crippling to me. This is absolutely devastated, and my disappointment is massive. I can't remember the meme. Do you know what I mean, though? You know the one I'm on about. My disappointment. No. My evening is ruined, and my disappointment is immeasurable.
I have to look for this.
But you know the one I'm.
No, that's why.
I think I got the reference, but I can't remember.
But anyway, that was very nice. As we were talking about off camera, we was just basically talking about the energy maintain between the event 3, 4, and how to start the season. So, yeah, we're looking forward to next week. Next week's going to be a challenge that we're excited for. But until then, you're going to see us on track. Be sure to keep up to date with our social media platforms and Instagram, Twitter, and see what we're up to between then and now. Then and now, that doesn't really make much sense. Then, now and then. There we go. I eventually got it out. So December 17th will be the next live stream. Will be a bit of a Christmas special. In fact, we have got some, David doesn't know about it right now, but Secret Santa lined up. What will be going on between today and the next live stream, of course. So, maybe interact on the social media, understand what's going on, because I don't know what my gift is for David yet.
Can we
but
get Santa to drive in the sim?
You can get Santa to drive in the sim.
Yeah.
I can come in a suit and we can make it happen. We
Nice,
come in a
perfect.
sled. We'll get Rudolph as well. But that's all from me. Fabrizio had to disconnect, sadly, so we won't get a goodbye from him. But I'm assuring he will love to say goodbye and he'll be here for next time. David?
Well, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you, of course, for watching us all this live stream. Sorry for my being late,
No,
but
no, no
I was
problem.
running as much
Yeah,
as
yeah,
I
yeah.
could. And see you guys in the next live stream.
Thank you so much, everyone, and we'll catch you next time. Grazie, Steve. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.